chase some big toys. 2025 is the year of the it boy. Got a little money, yeah, got a little Bitcoin. She making me real coy. Never stoop too low, I don't sit dunking. Quite nice top, I ain't talking no muffin. On a first date, say trauma dumping. Blah, 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 like something. 1 pump, 2 pump, 3 pump. Way she working that shit, she left me comatose. 3 plus 6 is 9, this baby ain't talking about tic-tac-toe. She a little freak, I guess I'm an animal. Yeah. Two-stepping like Cotton Eye Joe.
Baby, no matter.
Don't fuck this shit up for me. Don't fuck this shit up for me. Don't fuck this shit up for me. Please. Don't fuck this shit up for me. Don't fuck this shit up for me. Don't fuck this shit up for me. Please. Still on that 1-800. Hit me up for a good time. My shit bunch till it push me out of line. You can't spell my name without the dollar sign. Rainbow money, take whatever. Yes, I'm colorblind. Blow your mind. Yeah, dick real deadly, do little damage. Got like 20 children, they cannon. Foot unsexy, snap like sandwich. Hit a double threesome, ride a tandem. Got good DNA, shawty thick, got TNA. I'm making moves, no POA. Ain't busting quick, no ETA. It's either she or maybe her. I cannot pick. I got that roly-poly-oly. It go tick. I'm at the Nino playing blackjack, always hit. Still on that 1-800. Hit me up for a good time. My shit bunch till it push me out of line. You can't spell my name without the dollar sign. Rainbow money, take whatever. Yes, I'm colorblind. It's that 1-800. Hit my line. Let me 1-800 blow your mind.
Energy has too many. And
That's
too
true.
well.
That's true.
I have
That's
to
fair,
give it
that's
to them.
fair.
We cannot ignore the fact that they're already waiting in the final. But
Yeah,
otherwise, paper thin. This could be like our battle.
Yeah. There we go. Yeah. I like that.
No, I mean, I kind of stand with Clint though a little bit because I think that the energy players, well, they are rookies. Like they've played years before in like the open circuit before partnerships. Yeah, he has.
Okay.
But, I mean, that's why I'm looking at the side of Theorex because you do have some talent that is fresher that wasn't quite at that same level, and that's part of the reason why guys like Hyunmin are so impressive to me because it does feel like he kind of came out of nowhere. A guy like Kayak or the NRG rookies, they have been around for so long, kind of waiting in the wings. But Hyunmin, at least to me, as a Pacific head, felt like he just popped up and was excellent.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Well, you know what? We were talking about the maps. Let's see where our battlegrounds will be set. We have our maps, picks, and bans, standing by.
Okay, so Fnatic, you came from upper bracket, so you're higher seed, A or B?
Team A.
Yeah. Okay, so your band.
Abyss.
Abyss, your band.
이거 하자. 밴 로터스.
Lotus, and map 1 from Fnatic.
We'll go Sunset.
Sunset, side on Sunset.
Oh fuck. What will we purchase most?
Defense, map 2.
Will Fnatic win at least 10 rounds on this map?
Corrode, side on Corrode.
I hope so.
Attack.
Attack.
Versus
map 3, you have Ascent, Bind, Haven.
Who's going to get more kills?
We'll pick Haven.
Haven, side on Haven.
When I say Kayak.
Attack.
Attack. Map 4, you have Ascent and Bind.
Pick Bind.
Pick Bind, side on Bind.
Attack.
Attack. Map 5 is Ascent. DRX, side on Ascent.
Defense.
Defense.
Oh, they got
Okay, just
the-
confirming. Bans, we have
the
Abyss,
Omen
Lotus,
booth
Map 1
thing.
Sunset, DRX
that one.
Defense, Map 2 Crowd, Fnatic Attack, Map 3 Haven, DRX Attack, Map 4 Bind, Fnatic Attack, Map 5 Ascent, DRX Defense. Alright, good luck, guys.
All right, we have our maps, but let's see the results of our MasterCard fan poll. Earlier, we asked you who you think's going to advance to the grand finals. 55% of you said DRX. Clinton, you saw the maps picked and bans. Do you think that that correlates with what the fans believe?
I think it's going to be tough for DRX. This map pick draft didn't go exactly how I expected. I expected Sunset to be their ban. I appreciate that the fans have confidence, get wrecked time zone theory.
They played DRX
So
like,
here
I
we
think it was
go.
last week.
But
And
they have to win one of the first two, I
DRX
think.
were
They either have
flopped,
to take
man.
Sunset or
Yeah.
Corrode. The fact that they let Sunset through means they feel comfortable enough with their one outing on it when they kind of just said, we're going to throw it out there and see what happens. We haven't really practiced it. Maybe now they've got a little bit something cooking. I don't know.
I completely disagree. Fnatic don't play Sunset. Like, they only play it one throughout the entirety of the stage. They've banned it multiple times here at Champs. So it was their time to use the Kerbal. And DRX probably was like, they either ban it like they have in the past, or maybe it's one of the later ones.
Oh, it's going to be a wild BO5 without a doubt, though, folks. It's
Oh,
exactly
best
what
of-
you want to see. Two fantastic teams are about to take that stage, and the moment
Best of
is
five.
finally here. It's Fnatic versus DRX, a best of 5 for a shot to become a world champion in all the glory. The lower final starts right now.
Let's go. I didn't even check my story yesterday, man.
일단은 되게 생각지도 못한 자리에 와 있다고 생각을 하고 있지만 저희 팀원들이 5명 다 같은 마음을 가지고 있다 생각을 하고 있고 같은 목표를 향하고 있고 또 이제 무너지지 않는 모습들을 보여주려고 5명 다 노력하는 게 보여서 되게 기특합니다.
The love for my teammates is something that I can't even explain. Right now, I believe we are at our peak. Not just the teammates, but also friends. Every other team should be scared of us. Fnatic will never stop.
DRX 하면 꾸준함인데 사실 제가 DRX에 되게 오래 있었고 뭐 올드 멤버에서 중에 제가 마지막으로 남았다고 한들 결국에 DRX는 DRX이기 때문에 어떤 로스터가 와도 항상 잘할 거라고 믿고
I had these feelings once in 2021, playing that close to the grand finals. In Fnatic, it's a different vibe. Fans just explode. It's honestly insane because you feel all these vibrations, like you just hear all that noise coming from everywhere. But sometimes you just have to forget about everything and just focus only on the game. That's what I'm doing right now.
크로니크 선수도 진짜 오래 했기 때문에 오랫동안 이 폼을 유지한다는 거는 그만큼 잘한다는 뜻이니까 페나틱을 이미 플레이오프 첫 경기에서 만났었고
An unthinkable round by round turnaround. You do not see that every day.
The photo that the Chronicle had yesterday on the story was kind of funny, man. They had like him and Mad that were standing there.
DRX, another
Mad's so
underdog
tall.
for this
Man.
tournament.
Chronicle's like the tallest
We
player
beat
in
them once
Fnatic.
already, but it doesn't mean that we will beat them
Other than,
twice.
like,
Right now,
Milan.
we need to have
He's
a
a
good
coach.
start in order to finish this series very well.
When he was like standing next to like Mad, and Mad was like,
I have
like,
only
he's 2
4
heats taller
special
than him,
words
and
for
it's
you.
fucking mental.
We will beat you.
크로니클 내가 너한테 한국말 하나 알려주고 싶은데 집 잘 가라.
Let's go. Mate, Grand Stage is so good, man.
Fnatic.
And here we go. Fnatic have forged themselves through the setbacks and ups and downs, a legacy of greatness in the EMEA region and on the global stage. But they have one step more to take in order for them to fight for the one trophy that has eluded them. But on the other side, you have a set of giant killers in DRX who have established themselves as threats in this competition. And the question on everyone's mind, can this underdog strike yet again?
These teams remember the opportunities they've had in the past at this achievement to make a final at Champions. Mako, it was 3 years ago. The last shot he had, shut down by Crashies then. And now, a massive opportunity for either organization to find themselves in a Champions final for their first time ever.
Can Fnatic bounce back from the loss yesterday, especially that second map? Can they find themselves? Can they go back to being the team that brought the last trophy to EMEA and allow it to stay home?
That's a great point you make there, because Clinton, if we looked at the juxtaposition between both teams, Fnatic in their second map, they got absolutely trounced. DRX in their second map did the trouncing. Both teams are coming into this one with very, very different experiences, and that could very well play off in the field later today.
I totally agree. I mean, for me, I think DRX has that confidence. They have to be thinking back to that first matchup against Fnatic, saying, we let that one slip. We should have won that 2-0. We're not going to let that have the same thing happen here again today. We're going to come in strong. We're going to come in confident. You know, we're not going to let those players like Alfier, like Kayak heat up on us. We're going to keep taking those fights, and we're not going to back down.
Something that DRX has been very good at this tournament is keeping that resilience throughout the best of threes, coming back in very dire situations. They were not able to do it, though, against Fnatic. But today, we are going the distance, a minimum of 3 maps, and that is going to be one of the keys of winning.
This is not the DRX that choked
so
the
many
10-2 Haven half against Fnatic earlier in this tournament. That was only a week ago, but DRX have improved so much. They've learned so much since then. Yesterday, they beat PaperX, the odds-on favorite for this tournament. The champion of the previous global event knocked them out of contention. Now, for the Pacific 4th seed, who only made it here because someone else won a match, an opportunity to take down Valorant's winningest team.
And it is really something when you also analyze the fandom for both squads, right? Fnatic, they've always had the fans on their back. They've always believed in them. But, you know, Paperton, throughout the years, DRX, they've become a household favorite. Everyone loves this squad. Who doesn't love Mako? It feels like this audience, it's going to be really hard to pick a favorite here.
Yeah, I'm actually pretty surprised. I thought this would be a very Fnatic-biased audience, but there's a bunch of people waving DRX flags down there.
Giant flags,
It's great. And even when we were back at the other arena, I mean, it was loud for DRX there when they played Fnatic. So I expect that this is going to be just a hyped arena. Everybody's going to be enjoying the match, and they just want to see a 5-map banger, no doubt.
It was always supposed to be DRX. At least that's what we all thought. But, you know, times they are changing. They still have that opportunity. Let's focus on what we're going to see on map number 1. We were speaking about this team doesn't play it. DRX has not played it once against MIBR. They lost it. Do we expect changes? Because for both of them, the last showing that they showed, we saw the Mosquito comp for the side of DRX. Now for the side of Fnatic, they were also running some double duelists in stage 2. I expect changes on both of the sides, and that is already a massive change in the side of Fnatic with Alpha going on the Vice.
Yeah, a smaller change for the side of DRX as well. They were running the Neon on this one before. Now they've pivoted that over to the Yoru. I think having the flashes is really good on this map. You're going to have a little slower rotates. You're going to lose that on that stun for main control. But Neon. I do think that's a better agent for flashback overall. On the other side, though, Fnatic's still thinking and hovering this Breach.
Yeah, I think Breach still makes a lot of sense on this map, even though people kind of pivoted away from it in some regards. At least, well, where I'm from, there's barely any Breach played on this map. But, you know, there still is so much potential there with those stuns, with those lineups that make it so much easier, especially on your attack side, to really get in there, make life miserable, especially in post plants on that B site. So that's something DRX needs to be aware of. They need to be taking a lot of map control. Fighting for the extremities. That B main, A main control is going to be so crucial for DRX on this map.
Yeah, you'd expect crashes on the Fade or the Silva in that last slot. He's going to go towards the Fade. So a double initiator comp for Fnatic. They're going to have a lot of fighting power to go and take main control really early in these rounds. There's ideas to split through top mid. This is a great comp for them to dictate the pace, to be the ones to choose the fight instead of DRX.
And Chronicle is the best man to do it, to fight for those angles, to help you out. His utility is going to be pivotal. And Crush has had a brilliant year. My head goes to Alpha. Can you bounce back from what happened yesterday?
Folks, we got a dramatic best of 5, and we got 2 of the best to ever do it standing by for every twist and turn. Here is Brent and Sideshow.
And what a matchup we have here in the lower finals at the Accor Arena. 2 teams with history right between them throughout the entire history of VCT. 2 cores being led by Boaster and Mako. And they faced each other countless times here, but they are going to be tested heavily. The underdog narrative, DRX going on this lower bracket run that nobody was expecting. And they're up against a Fnatic squad that want to round out the trophy cabinet. They want a chance to grasp their dreams of lifting a trophy at Champions. The highlight of any player's year.
That's cool.
And of course, they've already been able to lift trophies in the past, but for Mako, for DRX, that is something, never mind Champions, they've never been able to go to a global event and lift a trophy. Mako's been hunting for it at every single Champions. He and Boaster, 2 of only 3 players to attend literally every Champs.
Find you.
And they've played each other every time. This time, multiple. This is a rematch of a playoffs match. But we're starting off on unfamiliar territory.
Yeah, we certainly are. I mean, there's lots to be discussed on the map. Vito, the picks and the bans overall.
But we also just haven't seen Fnatic play on these first 2 maps at all, Sunset
Exactly.
and Corrode. So my eyes are glued onto what Boaster's game plan is. DRX with a decent idea that Fnatic might be exploring up towards top mid. Here come Hyunmin and Bane.
They might be tested soon enough. They look like they want to square up for the engagement. That is a fight to be taken. Hyunmin! Hyunmin! Never to be outdone. This kid is shining on the biggest of stages. And to open up a pistol round with a 3-piece like that, what a statement to make.
His ability to just adapt to the big stage has been incredible. You need people like that. And now Flashback tested on the other side.
Nice.
Boaster the better. And that's opened the way, the path towards B.
Boaster has found a bit of an avenue, but Hyunmin is going to be hot on their heels. A hinder, bit of a catch there. Boaster slowed down to a crawl. 30 seconds left to play with, to work an advantage potentially. But Fnatic are being surrounded on every single front.
They look like they want to go prodding back into Hyunmin. That's the last player you want to tangle with.
Could be looking to square up to him again once more. This is an opportunity for an ace to open. Denied towards the tail end, but Boaster has no chance in hell of carving a path to success here. The seconds are dwindling, and with it, cements victory for our opening round of this lower bracket finals in the hands of DRX, leading nice and early.
And that's got to feel incredible to
Don't know
come
what
out
was-
here,
what the script is
playing
with
for
that.
a chance to be in the grand finals and come out with almost an ace. 3 HP away from one. And it's not going to be on the stats, but it essentially is. Hyunmin, the level of individual impact late on in this tournament has been absolutely absurd. He's kept all of that momentum going.
I mean, he saved them yesterday.
Yeah, he was insane. They took Jing on Ascent, dropped 20 kills against DRX. He responded with 20 in the second half. You know, so even if he did land to a slow start here, I would still believe in him being able to pick it back up, but he's come out blazing through the gates.
It's been a question of the mental resilience of DRX as well.
Boaster
It's a
just looking up
team
now.
formed up of very young players and experience at a big stage, but Hyunmin was the one to save them.
Any of them got
One of the youngest
out
players
there.
on this
None
team.
of them
I
bottom
think,
out there.
you know, it's not really to do with age and experience sometimes. It's to do with your attitude. It's to do with whether or not you take grasp of
Boaster.
opportunities when they're presented and have that killer instinct. And I think they've got a lot of players on this team that have it.
Hello, Flashback, hello.
Here's another one.
Yeah, a couple of eco kills rack it up nice and early, and the confidence must be flowing right now for DRX.
They've got the Waylay ult online already for round
That's
3.
ridiculous.
That's a great chance of starting out with a bonus round win here. And when you look at the map, Vito overall, Brent, just to touch on it early on in this series, the last 2 maps, DRX are 3-0.
No prediction.
So when I'm looking at this
Which
map,
player
Vito,
will
I'm
get their
thinking,
first blood
all right, fair
first
enough,
round?
it might not look like the most amazing
I'm gonna
thing
say
in the world for
Kaya,
DRX
man.
early, but Fnatic
Or
kind of
Alpha.
need to win
One of
3-0
them's-
here.
Yeah.
Or at least land a major
Because
upset
they're on
towards the
fucking
end
Vandals
on Bind or
and
Ascent.
they're half buys.
So a start like this,
I
exactly
reckon
the
it's
opposite of
gonna
what
be a
Fnatic were
Fnatic
looking
kill
for.
here.
Pay attention to Hyunmin with
First
his
kill,
ult here.
first blood will be a Fnatic.
They go
but
over towards B.
Hopefully.
He's got a trap set up.
fucking
But he needs
ult
someone
already,
taking
man.
contact for this.
Just holding it out in the open. Hoping for sound cues.
Just be it out for him.
Indicator. He's not going to be given one for now, so... It was a bit slapdash, almost thrown together here by DRX for their bonus conversion. At least an idea for it.
You also have the cam watching contact over towards A main here. So they'll have some idea. Now that's
That
actually
cam is
smoked
mental
off
as well.
with that one way.
Okay, in the middle of the fucking...
So a little bit of
it's like out
information
bounds,
denied.
This cam here. It's crazy.
Hyunmin will have heard the Vice going into that direction. Alpha putting down the wall. And Flashback, off the back of that, is going for a wander down tiles. What a risk. But a perfect player to do it with the Ghost.
It's all about how you clear that corner. Alpha is dropped in the midst of all of it. Left wondering what the hell went wrong there. Kayak wants the entry though. Be the tip of the spear for his team to set the path forwards. Bane still holding tight to the corner. Close quarters, exactly where the Stinger will thrive. It is traded out and equalized. Still, plant down now from Fnatic.
That's a
It's
human.
that 3v3. Looking to again gain a little bit more ground and not content to sit back and relax.
Yeah, they're going forward because they know the Flashback was on the flank, and Mako
Spotted
catches
out.
contact but catches a bullet
Nice
as well.
catches.
Hyunmin is still behind them with this ult. But can you actually land a big ultimate when you don't know where Fnatic are?
He's just biding his time, doesn't want to reveal his hand, his positioning, trying to keep
Play
Fnatic
smart here, man.
known and guessing here. Tap and Flashback, he is forcing the issue in a fight out wide
Nice.
into the open. Crashes, instant response, and
Nice.
sharp shooting from Kayak from afar. Make sure to seal it up and ensure that there is no danger.
Good to see him firing early as well. Kayak's been
I got
great
that
towards the
wrong
latter
there.
end of this tournament. He and Hyunmin have come online at basically the same time. You know, took other players early on. Beginning
try
of the
and get a
tournament, we
top
were looking at
3% on
Flashback, we were
these
looking
maps.
at actually Chronicle even before Alpha started having insane games. But now Hyunmin and Kayak looking like the players to
That was
watch.
Flashback. We got the first goal.
And showing you early why that's the case. So the Waylay ult, not used, not wasted, but also didn't guarantee them that bonus round win. Now you're looking to apply maximum pressure to Fnatic here.
And a slow siege attempt. What Fnatic know and love is to find their style over all these years.
And DRX were really struggling with that last time we saw them play. Especially on, well, actually across the maps, but I was particularly thinking about Haven. They were wasting a lot of their util early on. Here Mako just takes a bit of contact, backs it up. I look to try to refight. They've still got Paranoia and Saturate to be able to use here, so it's dangerous territory still for Fnatic. Nothing stable.
Quite a bit of util. That's Convergent Pass will start being used for. A bit of a reclearance, but I mean, Fnatic is still so slow. Not even within the same zip code of where those ultimates are being used. Mako is going to trail back now. A bit of a rolling retreat.
It's good awareness from Fnatic, really, but it has allowed them to get 4 defenders in position. Fnatic saving util, but as the pop comes through, DRX will have a good resistance here.
They're gearing up for it now. There's a lot of util going to be sent forwards. Hyunmin, here he is, trying to really light them up. This guy won't be stopped. You're kidding me? Smoke in your face does not matter. Mako still alive, sitting pretty
Hyunmin
to
woke
the
up,
corner,
had
but
like
not for long.
fucking 8 cross-ups and he was ready to go, bro.
Turning a fire brings it to that 2v2. Still out wide, does force the fight, gets info. Also a flashback. Here he is still. It's calm, cool, and collected with the aim. Composure's there, and a Dimensional Drift just to spot out this last straggler. Boaster spotted, and there's no chance for him, not quite. Breen puts a bullet to the back of his brain. That's 3-1 now for DRX, leading nice and early.
And you see there how DRX look to try to take the fight. I think across this series, you're going to see DRX be the ones on defense trying to up the tempo, trying to take the engagements to Fnatic. And Fnatic's job is to bait that out, which they did
with the
this
neon
round, and still be able to hit a site that isn't
say
stacked. That
two.
second point, the real problem there.
I'm gonna get it wrong, right? but
Especially when you're
2.
playing against a Yoru. Gate crash, flashback, straight there on A. And that's a massive round for knocking down the economy of Fnatic. They don't really have much to work with, but they can take more risks on a round like this.
Very much all in here, but with that hinder and the dart, you're revealed up.
Did they get an
falling as a
orb?
result of it here,
They got
mid
an
being
orb.
pressured and stressed. It is a weaker buy for Fnatic, so they can afford to take these risks.
Boast are the kind of player that loves to mess around with this top mid area. That's why DRX are also putting 3 players in this spot. You want to be wary of it. The EMEA teams love focusing on this area of Sunset on their attack sides. But easily dealt with in this one.
Dynamic duo. Really making sure that they can make the most of that one. Now you've handed over a gun to Alpha. Player you do not want to get online. He was dominant the matchup that they played versus each other, but Mako will ensure that there is no danger, no funny business, nothing that could get out of hand soon enough here. So,
well, Alpha's not even really online there. That was his first kill in the game so far.
Right.
You know, before that,
Let's
0-4. He's also not someone that we see play a lot of Vice. This is only his third time ever
I know,
picking up Vice.
that's what I don't get about this.
Last two within the last couple of months, so, you know, it's something that he's dabbled with a little recently. But you need to see him being able to take those fights over towards B main, rely on his incredible rifling skills. I think he was the highest, I think he was the second highest rated player in the tournament behind Aspas, who obviously had a ridiculous tournament.
That crowd.
But after he took that
Stadium looks
unfortunate
so big,
breakout with the health complications, when he came back in, don't know whether it was a little bit of lingering health issues or just a bit of rust gets back onto the stage, whatever. He didn't actually perform that great in their previous match.
Yeah.
And you're really relying on, I think, at least on 2 out of 5 of the players on Fnatic to turn up in a match like this.
Oh, for sure, because, I mean, DRX
From like the
contested.
actual main
They're going to take
stage
fights often.
to the
Youngman and
fucking
Flashback are prime examples of that. They've been
the entrance sort of area where they all walk out
the way
the
that
big
DRX are playing this
screens,
way
the
late Euro
fucking
competition, and I love that they made
below the
this
stage,
adjustment
like
as well
all
to
the
sunset.
all the
Haven't liked it when
screens
Flashback
below
playing
it.
in Neon. More of a fan of
The
when they
fucking
do
wristband shit
sync it
that
up
they've
with the Yoru,
got
but
for like the
Flashback gets more comfortable.
timeouts,
And
and
listen,
their
they are so
spike
eager to take those
defuse
fights
and
and
all
win
that
them
shit,
often.
like
Yeah, I
the
think it also
flash
gives
as
you
the
such
spike
great
fucking deeping.
opportunities on the defense side to have
Good
those
fuck,
fast
man.
rotates coming through.
For sure.
Last
That
year's
was really hurting them on
champions,
Haven too, where they run the Neon.
like,
But
what
it's so
was
sick
it,
to
the
see
grand
our
final?
top three, a different
show.
team from each region, all
Was like
bringing
good. They
a
had like a
different flair
fucking 20-minute
to
performance
the
or some
final
shit.
three of this event. A 4-player stack for DRX to open, but remember, Flashback going to be able to reposition if there was some kind of quick B split on the cards for Fnatic. Not that they run those fast rounds often, but Boaster has been throwing them in a bit more than he was at Toronto, for example.
Very
Looking to
aggro.
test. Yeah, getting really aggro. These are opportunities, actually, for Alpha to try to take one of those engagements, but he's not in the right position to punish this time.
Very aggressive when you still have the cam up, but might not be expected. The entire setup really does hinge on him. He's not going to be pressured unless Chronicle walks past that box, but mid being contested, Flashback just umming and ahhing, and Chronicle setting this one up for the B split. In through market, Prowler deal with a trip, and no one left to punish that spot. Having to be broken, and again, this is unexpected. Why would you ever think that he could be lit up onto this corner, and it's a war of attrition. Flashback trying to deal that damage still. Ring's going to be cleaned up here. A lot of damage done in the process, no kill claimed, but you see some ults now being offloaded to Nightfall to lead the charge. Thorns towards the back. Youngman's looking to really speed this one up. He's slowed Fnatic down to a crawl. Crouch tucked tight, seeing if they can avoid the ire of the opposition. Again, double blinded up. Hinder comes out as a result of it, and Bane locking down one of the extra avenues, ensuring that he buys time for his team to get in.
They are so claustrophobic right now.
They really are. Fnatic are trying to see if they can find a way to bite and punch their way through this one, but it is stalled out entirely. Plant has to go down. Alpha's got a heavy task ahead of him. Has to really deal with all of this one. The double dash in, Crashies puts a bullet towards it, and Alpha delivering from the side. The savior when they needed it most.
Bro, how the fuck did we manage to get
That's the
that?
reason you got to respect him. And DRX taking a couple of extra liberties in that round, pushing deep into B main, into Alpha's territory, and freeing Destroyed. That kill, though, so crucial from Crashies to give him credit too, because
Alpha was in market.
Simply forcing a 1v1 in
I don't
that
think
spot
they had
as
any
soon as
ideas
Crashies
sitting there.
planted,
Well,
had to
Flashback
get the
at least
Phantom
one
out and
headshot
win the
this
duel
round.
quickly.
I've been saying yes
Necessary
every
round for
fucking
Fnatic
time.
to stay in this one.
Utterly
Absurd that Youngmin had a second ult to play with as well.
Yeah, he did. He's racking them up. A
That
rapid
was
rate.
crazy, man.
Well, he's just farming the orb over by A main as
We're
well.
gonna
Right?
get,
He's done it again
kayaks,
at
yeah.
the very beginning of this round. He's just gone and got that.
Speaking of contested,
think
up
so.
the gut through mid. Overdrive now popped off as well. This could be galvanizing, and how the hell do you deal with this one if you flash
Oh,
back?
fuck.
Gotta respect that util. It's up to 3 now. He's got to hold them back out towards market. Ajar with the movement. Crashies is just trying to make it awkward, but it's not good enough. Not against the likes of him. Real heat up in form over the course of this tournament. He stamps down his authority over towards the B side. Time being bought for his team to get into the fray, into the fight.
Could be winnable here still, actually, with the Steel Garden. We'll see whether Alpha wants to commit it.
Waiting into the back pocket. Corners need to be cleared, though. That's great movement
mate,
from
you got
Kayak.
fucked up with
Just
a
a jar
stinger.
again with that movement in time, but it's not enough to overcome.
fuck?
Massive player advantage, and DRX are going to be flexing with it.
Fnatic there choosing to try to take the duels instead, but that's a round where a couple of their players are just not going to be in a good position for the next on the economy. I know it's a weird spot because you're in a 3v5, but when Kaya gets the kill over towards Boba, I think that might even be a chance there of trying to rip an ultimate.
But
Fnatic, though, do tend to be conservative in those kind of moments. They want to spend the ultimates on big, important rounds. And look at this buy. I said that a couple of players would have to eco, but what are we looking at here? 3 players full buy, and then 2 of them full ecoing?
Gonna make a decision.
Okay, they are gonna force in the end, but
not force.
swapping the guns all over the... All right, so all light armor, a Stinger and a Spectre it's gross.
Not the best of buys. Definitely scraping at the bottom of the barrel for that one. Again, no contestation over towards A main. It's purely mid control.
We can't be fucking
focus here for
losing
Fnatic.
guns on this round here, man.
Backing
We
away,
can't be
Hunter's
putting
Fury.
ourselves
They
in
see that one
cash.
as well. That pressure coming in through into market now to Trip. We're going
Nice
to be
trade.
highlighting a lot of these players, and that's just to
nice.
relieve most of it. Still with Flashback going down, and Alpha soon to collect.
Huge value from the Stinger, isn't it? Able to collect onto
Swap
Freeing,
that
who's
Stinger.
gone
We've got
pushing
one
out
more
in
Stinger.
B-main
Both
again
can
and die.
fucking nail it. He's good for
This is
these.
a gift for Fnatic, an absolute gift. They thought they were going to have to use massive amounts of ultimates in this round, and actually, they might get away with it.
Especially when
In a
fucking
really good
Fnatic have
position now,
got no cash.
5v3 with full market control.
DRX have a bit of a buffer in the bank, but whether or not they want to go for it, dependent on if they can find some kills.
Hey, Alpha's away, man.
Paranoia's going to be good. Connection onto the 2, forcing Fnatic. Backing up. Digging in deep now into the side to try and hold this one back into the retake.
You should either...
Youngmin swinging wide. Time is ticking though, and with
You should
Youngmin
click one
falling,
button to
surely
fucking
that's it.
detonate the thing straight
First
off
domino
the
that was
rip
needed.
them.
Mako will just try and exit and roll and retreat out, doing damage where he can alongside Bane
They
here.
should be able to just like right
As we were
click one
saying,
of
a
them.
much needed round for
Like to
Fnatic
throw
and a
it,
gift
to
towards some
detonate straight
ultimates
away.
saved. Winning despite the poorer weaponry.
Because they can just shoot out, man.
Not even just save. Chronicle actually taking that fight towards the end, got his Rolling Thunder online. So now they have a breach ult to work with in the next 2. It'll make the next round easier, if anything, for Fnatic to be able to pull off. Kayak with a huge entry here towards Flashback and Market, but I think Freeing's got to stop going walkabout over there in B main. If you want to be controlling B main and taking the fight to Alpha,
Save
to
a fight
potentially
while there be
Chronicle,
at least one
whoever's in
player
that
alive on
area,
both teams
you got to have a
by
buddy
the
with you.
end
You
of
can't
the
just be
night.
wandering in alone. You're putting so
yes.
much risk there into the round. By the way, Hyunmin, 3 away from having his
Fnatic have
third
to
ult
save
online,
as well
despite not
if
having
they
a kill.
lose
He's
this one,
literally
so.
just picking up this A main ult orb at the start of every single defense round.
Again, no pushback. This whole game plan from Fnatic, putting the focus onto mid.
Yeah. At the same time, though, DRX not
It's
really adapting
scary,
and putting
man.
more pressure over towards Market. They have a trip there for Flashback to playoff, but he wasn't up to it previously.
Oh, Lion Prowler again, that trip. I want to really play off the back of this one. Way out into the open, that's a steel guard, and you're going to be forced to respect that one. TPM back and away, Decider! Pulled out Freeing, hello! Shorty into the hands of Bane, that's long distance and range, but Freeing has been set up beautifully still. Jammed out Hinder! And what? A supplementary fire! Hyunmin!
What is this, man?
The saviour for his comrade, right when he was being stressed,
Like, what the fuck is
strained
this
and
shit?
pressured.
And I take it all back. I said that DRX hadn't adapted. It's these 2 players up here, Freeing and Bane, who actually use Flashback as bait and then come and swing from Boba to hold on to market control. And then Hyunmin gets played in the back as well with his Saturate.
Like, even that.
They were so ready for that hit to come through, but instead of stacking inside market,
Like, he's on.
they
He's
baited and lured Fnatic in. Really
Who-
nice
who's
adjustment,
playing-
actually. And that without a timeout.
Yeah. Just let's go one step further.
so
Double trips
confused.
committed to market.
Hyunmin, what are you going to do at the start of this round? There's no point taking the ult orb. You've already got your 3rd ult online. And now, yeah, double trip in market.
Yeah.
So really trying
We
to
keep
double,
hitting
triple
mid,
down
bro. We keep
on
hitting
stopping
mid
Fnatic
as
from
if
taking this
we
space.
have an opening on
Got to
fucking
imagine
mid.
that Hyunmin is going to be
Every
looking to
round we keep
reactively
pushing
ult
it.
wherever
I don't know
Fnatic
why we're
decide to
doing it.
end
We're
as
not
well.
challenging sides
And the
main
buy
or
is shoddy.
fucking pulling
Fnatic are
away
going for a
attention.
half.
We just keep
It's all over the place.
2 Guardians, 2 pistols.
W key in fucking mid.
Trying to force the issue as well, trying to take a fight forwards, but that is a good connection. Convergent pass is
Then
ready. His players
this
are
is
lit
all
up.
it takes.
Taylor's around the heads,
One
are
of
going to be
these
slowed down.
fucking
Full
slows
line
and
up.
you
Not
can't
good
go
enough for the
anywhere,
bodies.
bro. I
The
don't
players
get
ready
it.
to swing out and trade anyway. Finding their mark and finding their footing. These are guns reclaimed, but again, it comes from every single angle. Watched for, anticipated, Freeing, put in the squeeze. Crashes from behind. To the damage. Dimensional drift to escape. No way. An exit out as well. This is uncertainty across the map, but it leaves it in the end all just down to Crashies. Snarled up, chewed up, stunned up. Know exactly where he's playing from. It's a essential 1v1, but he misses his chance. Green plays it safely with discipline in his mind. Right time for Mako. Then claim to be main, and now Crashies. Surely it's inevitable. Wrapping pillar, guessing game.
But now it's not planted for him.
It's a major difficulty. Not even really the right weapon for the job, but he just spots it. Freeing back towards it. They spot each other out, and now getting a bit of a move on. Smoke layer down. Horn is broken. Freeing defense in his mind. The captain to cover through the smoke. Watching onto the angle. Mako falls. Freeing.
So
gets up
close,
just
Austin.
in time.
Fuck, man.
Deliver that death blow and earn DRX that 7th round.
Respect to Crashies for making that one close, because DRX had them in their palm that whole time. Look at the way that they're taking all of these fights up through mid. It is a half fight from Fnatic, but DRX constantly fighting them, never allowing them to continue to move. They just got stuck in mid, fending off attacks from left, right, and center. Second to last round of the half, and Fnatic have weapons to work with. Chronicle still sat on 1 kill. Unusual to see for the winningest player of all time in Valorant, playing for his spot in a second Champs Grand Final.
Love that opportunity. Talk about rounding out the trophy cabinet for Fnatic. Chronicle got tons of trophies back home. Looking for the chance to lift that second here. Mako pressured. Paranoia will have to be offloaded here. The spacing on it just right.
It's crazy how, like,
fake TP into the corner.
all their kit is just not doing enough damage to them, like, at all. Like,
the breach ultimate.
we're barely stunning them.
He's still holding down a conversion path, like you said, and that's it to them.
Not moving with us
Mako strikes where it hurts. Slow to a crawl once more.
Rayleigh's utility is just slowing everyone down, bro. And we're just walking into the same shit over and over and over again.
They've been waiting for that the whole time. Hyunmin sat there, feasting on the ult orbs. Throwing bodies in now to try to take down Alpha. You still got to give him a little bit of worry.
Of course you do.
40 seconds.
You know how good his rifling can be, but Mako squares up to it anyway. It's a 4-piece for him to finish.
And that's the game plan in a nutshell there for DRX, isn't it? You know that the attacking team is using double initiator comps with massive ultimates. So you just farm up your own huge defensive ult, and it counters it completely. And these players are sitting ducks over here. Crashies and Chronicle can do naught but die. And now Fnatic push down onto an eco round again. This has been a disaster of an attack half for them. Last time these two teams played, Boaster was calling rings around Mako, and now I feel like the prep work has flipped things entirely on its head.
DRX have really come into this one primed, ready. Round 12, last chance and a half.
I also don't get why we're fucking playing agents that we're not really that associated with.
When they've baited Freeing into going for walks.
Like, I get it. It's fucking to help the team out, but I mean, we could have had Alpha on someone better than fucking Vice, man.
Bane has the Outlaw, 4 players with light armor on the other side.
It would have been so much better just to have Alpha on someone else. I reckon if we had Chamber instead of this fucking Vice, it would have been better because he wouldn't have fucking moved for angles.
Broken as a drone used in response.
We're just getting lost in the sauce right now. We're running a bit so much.
It's an ult used just to see if they were taking up a bit of that space into main. Prowler forwards again. Nothing else alongside it. It's fake pressure from Fnatic. They're looking to end this one on B.
Yeah, it has actually pulled Hyunmin over towards the A site, though. So, still with DRX, having 3 players ready to defend the B split.
Double fucking
but Steel Guardian's going to force them out.
Market as well, again.
Line, slowing it down, freeing. He can get out just in time, but that is a lot of ults being used now. Overdrive, and that's freeing, just putting the bullet straight to the body. The Barrena Kayak, double holding up. Hyunmin is fast onto the scene of the crime. Now YouTuber, what is that? From the bloody brink. It's Alpha again. Inserts himself and shouts out his authority onto the round. What a stamp to end round 12.
Winner.
Alpha has been huge for them in a couple of big moments.
Show us Alpha 4.
13 kills he ends with, 1 behind Hyunmin, who also had a monstrous beginning. But in terms of rounds on the board, Fnatic are scraping the bottom of the barrel just to get 4. Yes, they lost the pistol, but I think you expect more from Fnatic on their attack sides. This is going to be tough to recover on the next half of Sunset.
Absolutely, it's going to take a lot to recover from that one here. Still down with a deficit, but for now we're sending it down to the floor with one of Coach Milan's biggest supporters.
He's more.
Hey, bonjour Paris, hello everyone. I'm very glad to welcome David, Milan's best friend, here with me. So David, first of all, welcome to Paris. It's a pleasure to have you here. And you've been able to see Milan's evolution. He started as an analyst and assistant coach, and now he's back to head coach. So how do you feel about, his evolution? Does he make you proud? What about all those responsibilities that he's having right now?
I'm super proud of him. I think he's always had it in him to be the best coach in the world. He is super willing to learn from everyone in any position. He never thinks he knows it better, and I think that's what makes him such a good coach.
For sure. Donc première question, comment est-ce que tu as vu un peu l'évolution de ton meilleur pote Milan? On le sait, il a commencé en analyse, maintenant il est head coach, il a eu plus de responsabilités. Comment tu vois ça? Je suis trop fière de lui. Il a le potentiel d'être l'un des meilleurs coachs du monde et surtout, il reste curieux tout le temps pour essayer d'apprendre des autres. And the second question I'm going to ask you is, we know that you both are a very good duo IRL for sure, but what about in-game? Have you guys been able to play together? Who's the best one?
Milan is by far the better player, but we do work well together because he just makes me bait for him, and then he gets it done.
You're just the wingman, right? He just makes you go in.
I'm just a human shield.
A human shield for the coach, for your best friend. Deuxième question, on sait que vous êtes un très bon duo dans la vraie vie, meilleurs amis, mais est-ce que c'est pareil dans le jeu? On a joué un petit peu ensemble, Milan est largement meilleur que moi et il se sert un peu de moi comme d'un bouclier humain. Thank you so much, David, for joining me, and we're gonna see if Fnatic can take the victory on Sunset. See you.
Time to find out. They're gonna have to really dig deep, pull this one back. Currently down 4 rounds, but you never know with a pistol round. A follow-up, you can always even it up, but for now, two of these teams, and when we've been talking about them being defined by their veteran presences, Boaster, Mako, the quarters formed around them, but it is the rookies that define a team like DRX, and Hyunmin, my God, he saved them in the game the other day, and he is off to an absolute lightning start. He's 14-9 so far, but it's opening half of our lower finals.
I think he got up to 11 kills in like round 6, something like that, when he got his second ult online. And then from there, managed to get a third ult just by farming ult orbs. So, yeah, he was absolutely instrumental in getting DRX up to this lead very early on. And I think you need that. Now, we also don't know what these rookie players are going to be like over the course of a full BO5.
For sure.
Yeah, it's not a sprint, it is a marathon. Not only do you have to start strong, but you have to finish strong too. Here come Fnatic going on a walk down mid to open up their defensive pistol.
Just a bit of a set idea. Spotted out. Chronicle has been lying in wait, holding that foul line in case there is that towers pressure.
Yeah, he's looking for anybody to try to punish in that direction. Playing a very supportive Breach in this map. Hasn't really got a chance to get involved in too many of the gunfights himself on even terms. Here's Freeing, re-exploring again. Spots that mid setup has been dismantled and calls for his team to come back in that direction.
Crashies walking around here. Will Freeing contest it? Will even spot it just the shoulder? Not sure if he saw the signs of life, but
I think Freeing's doing a great job here of giving information to Mako, to the caller, of where the gaps should be. Having spotted the Neon and the Breach in mid, you know that they were about to go and follow all of that noise over towards B. They might have just missed the timing though. Chronicle and Boaster are onto this.
Yeah, big rotations. Fnatic making sure to get reinforcements in place. Over towards A, that's a miss on the dart. Crash is revealed up, so position going to be noted. Haunt is going to be broken on top of it. One way.
They still have the fault line to defend with, and Boaster's paranoia, but Boaster's starting to think it might not be an A finish.
Chronicle, it's going to come down to reaction times here. He's now holding Util, wants to square up and take that fight. Double ups, shoulder to shoulder, him and Crashy. He's doing enough damage. Make sure to slow the approach. DRX really being stalled up, chewed up, and with that C's connecting, trying to spot the tendrils. Where the hell are those bullets going? Time is of the essence. No anticipation for Mako, but it's all being covered. Chronicle, what a time to come alive. Bane trying to batter his way past this one, but with time going down to the shreds at finer moments, it is Fnatic claiming that pistol, sorely needed.
There's the GOAT, there's the guy who's won all the trophies. Apart from the champs one, that one's eluded him, but he's on for it potentially at this tournament. Chronicle comes alive here, Astalotov doubles up with Crashies, the two players with the experience of playing in Champs Grand Finals before, and they get it done on the pistol. Fnatic, the kings of comebacks. Didn't work for them yesterday. They went out a bit too easy. But usually you're seeing them recover all sorts of stuff. They went down 10-1 against DRX and still won on Haven. Just in the playoffs of this tournament alone.
Their careers have been defined by it. I mean, remember Lock-in. The team knows how to dig deep. They know how to pull it back.